There's a show right now on FX and Hulu called Shogun. It's actually really good. I like it. I've watched the first 3 episodes and I've enjoyed them so far. And I'm interested in where it's going to go. I just like this kind of stuff. I like samurai and feudal Japan. I think that there's some really interesting history there. And I don't know how historically accurate this show is, but so far I'm enjoying it quite a bit. And I'm not the only one, as the premiere, when it first came out, it came out with 2 episodes, at least on Hulu. I don't know what it was like on FX, but it drew a total of 9 million viewers across streaming platforms like Hulu, Disney Plus, and Star Plus. Now, the Disney Plus thing, maybe that's worldwide because it's only on Hulu. It's not on Disney Plus as far as I know. I don't have Disney Plus, to be honest. I just have access to Hulu. But people seem to like it. If this is real, this is according to Variety. Variety is saying this. It means a lot of people like this show. And I can go off of what Rotten Tomatoes has, and it seems that this is one of the rare times that not only critics, but audiences like it. 99% fresh from critics and 93% fresh from audiences. That's impressive. You don't see that. You don't see that kind of score too much. So it seems like most people like it. I just looked at some reviews over here, and people are just saying, I love the show. It's a great adaptation. It's one of the best series I've watched in a long time. Finally feels like must-watch TV is back again. Feels like a Japanese Game of Thrones. That's the pitch for it. I like it. Here's a mixed one, 2.5 stars. So it's not for everybody, but I've been enjoying the show. However, because the show is somewhat popular and most people like it, we're going to get a little bit of questioning about what the show is and what it's doing for minority groups over on levelman.com, a site I've never heard of, but it does exist. Where are the black people in Shogun? There's a Japanese proverb that says for a samurai to be brave, he must have a bit of black blood. If that's the case, FX's monster hit Shogun has a lot of scared swordsmen. What? So, Japanese history is pretty interesting. For a long time, unless you were Dutch, if you entered that country as a foreigner, they would kill you. It was a very isolated country. Very, very isolated country. They didn't want anybody coming in. In fact, when Americans came there because they wanted to trade, they had to force them to trade. A very interesting story. They kind of stayed off the shore, but their cannons were so much better that they could hit them, and they couldn't retaliate. They couldn't reach the American ships, so they kind of strong-armed Japan into trading. Japan's history is very, very interesting. But for the longest time, the only people they opened the doors to were the Dutch, and that's who they traded with. As far as I know, I'm not an expert, but I'm pretty sure that that's right. So this writer is trying to say that the first big shogun was black, not Japanese, and from what I've seen, that comes from a European guy, not really so much from them. Either way, even if there were a bunch of people of color in Japan, it wouldn't have been a lot. It would have been maybe a handful, because I know that there was a samurai that I think was black. I don't think he was a shogun, though. It was one of the higher-up people liked him and gave him the status, I think. So don't take that. I'm not 100% sure. It's been a long time since I've really dived into this stuff. But this is just wild to me. The whole article on this, we're not going to go through it because a lot of this, at least from what I've seen, Not true. What is wrong with a show based on Japan just having Japanese people in it? There's a couple of European characters, right? Because the Dutch are there, and the main character, John Blackthorne, who is based on a real person, is European. He's from England in the show. So the thing is, the people in the show have never heard of Protestants. They only know Catholicism and Catholic stuff because that's what the Dutch were. So they're going to like control from the church, and they don't want Protestants in Japan. I don't even know if what they have in there is true, that there were a lot of Christian samurai. I don't even know if that's true. I've just been enjoying the show, but like once again, why are we doing this? This is a show based in Japan, and there's barely even any white characters in it. Most of the show is in Japanese. There's a little bit of English dialogue in here between a couple of characters that know English, but predominantly they all speak Japanese, and they're all Japanese, which I'm fine with, because if it's in Japan and the characters are Japanese, they should be speaking Japanese, not English. So, I mean, that works for me as someone that likes this stuff. Like anime, I watch usually all in Japanese because that's what it is. It's a Japanese show. I want to watch it in Japanese. But, you know, people got to come in and rain on everybody's parade and make demands of a show set in Japan. Feudal Japan. Based in the 1600s. So, this just gets this ridiculous shit every time. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about all of this. I'd like to hear from you. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my locals. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out.